this is an iHeart podcast.
Time for a sofa upgrade? Introducing Anabay Sofas, where designer style meets budget-friendly prices. Every Anabay sofa is modular, allowing you to rearrange your space effortlessly. Perfect for both small and large spaces, Anabay is the only machine-washable sofa inside and out. Say goodbye to stains and messes with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics that make cleaning easy. Liquids simply slide right off. Designed for custom comfort, our high-resilience foam lets you choose between a sink-in feel or a supportive memory foam blend. Plus, our pet-friendly, stain-resistant fabrics ensure your sofa stays beautiful for years. Don't compromise quality for price. Visit washablesofas.com to upgrade your living space today. Sofas start at just $699 with no-risk returns and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Get early access to Black Friday now. The biggest sale of the year can save you up to 60% off, plus free shipping and free returns. Shop now at washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
How many photos are on your camera roll right now? Enough to stress you out? Same. Here's what finally worked for me. Chatbooks. And they've got a podcast exclusive deal that's honestly wild. 12 monthly mini photo books for just $12, plus free shipping. That's a full year of printed memories for less than a month of streaming. Go to chatbooks.com/get12. That's chatbooks.com/get12 and grab it before it's gone.
This is Jim.
Hello.
Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now...
I have customers out the door!
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
It speaks volumes that tomorrow we have a communist coming to the White House because that's who the Democrat Party elected as the mayor of the largest city in the country. I think it's very telling, but I also think it speaks to the fact that President Trump is willing to meet with anyone and talk to anyone and to try to do what's right on behalf of the American people, whether they live in blue states or red states.
You're listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson.
Good Friday morning. Nice to have you with us on the 47 Morning Update. And we've got one big story for you, and it deals with the economy. Massive job growth that was unexpected by the experts, and the media completely silent on it. This is they're also trying to claim that Donald Trump's economy is a disaster. Well, the numbers don't back that up at all. And I'm going to give you all of what the president had to say at the White House on this as well in just a moment. But first, I want to tell you about an incredible opportunity from Hillsdale College. It's not going to cost you a single dime to take some of the greatest courses about this country. There's so much confusion in the world today, and it can be hard to find clarity and truth. And that is where the new Hillsdale College mini-series on colonial America offers a powerful reminder that the first Americans were searching for the same things. They believe that faith and reason reveal God's design for the world, and the understanding became the foundation of their courage and freedom. It's a stirring look at the ideas that still hold us together today. And the new Hillsdale College mini-series on colonial America offers a fresh way to think about Thanksgiving. Beyond the food and the political debates, it reminds us what we should truly be thankful for: our freedom, our prosperity, and our faith. The first Americans built all of that from nothing, and their story is told here with unmatched depth and inspiration. So, I want you to go right now to hillsdale.edu/morning update to enroll. There's no cost and it's easy to get started. That's hillsdale.edu/morning update to enroll for free and get this incredible class. There's also more than 40 other free online courses that we're offering you right now. Courses on C.S. Lewis, the stories in the book of Genesis, the rise and fall of the Roman Republic, and you can even go deeper on American founding and the Constitution, all for free. Go to hillsdale.edu/morning update to enroll for free right now. That's hillsdale.edu/morning update. It is the 47 Morning Update, and it starts right now.
Story number one.
There's an old saying in politics, it's the economy, stupid. It's an important one, because if Americans feel like the economy's not going in the right direction, they almost always blame whoever is in charge of the country, the President of the United States of America. Well, there are a lot of Americans right now that are not happy where pricing is and where the economy is. It's part of the reason why President Donald Trump was elected president. But Democrats are seizing this moment to now say that Donald Trump's economy is a disaster. The Trump White House, they're fighting back and working to fix what they describe as the affordability crisis and proving that they're making significant progress in this area after Americans suffered under Bidenflation for years. The White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt pointing out during Thursday's press briefing just how bad things were, saying, quote, "These gains came after the summer passage of President Trump's historic tax cuts and multiple big trade deals with countries around the world. In particular, construction jobs have surged by 19,000 in September, the largest monthly gain in a year." She also pointed out that most of this growth came from private sector, and native-born citizens are getting these jobs rather than foreign-born workers. This, Leavitt pointed out, is the opposite of what we saw under the Biden administration. She also reminded Americans of this, that inflation also remains under control, and wages are up 3.8% over the year for American workers because of President Trump's pro-growth policies. In fact, real wages are at a pace to increase roughly $1,200 for the average worker this year alone under President Donald Trump. Now, if the economy is in such bad shape, how is it that wages are going up like this? Now, there's no doubt that a lot of the money we're making now is going to goods and services that are high price. The president also working on that, saying, quote, "What we're doing, this is a complete reversal. When we saw inflation skyrocket to 9%, causing private sector workers to see their wages decline by approximately $3,000. While Americans are still suffering the consequences of the 4 years of economic disaster of the Biden administration, the White House press secretary said Donald Trump is making significant progress to fix this, and he will not stop working until he solves it. As the president recently stated, he is never satisfied.
In economic news, the September jobs report showed the American economy remains strong, with 119,000 new jobs added, more than double expectations. These gains came after the summer passage of President Trump's historic tax cuts and multiple big trade deals with countries around the world. In particular, construction jobs surged by 19,000 in September, the largest monthly gain in a year. Nearly all of this solid monthly job growth came from the private sector and went to Americans rather than foreign-born workers, the opposite of what we saw under the previous administration. Inflation also remains under control, and wages are up by 3.8% over the year for American workers because of President Trump's pro-growth policies. In fact, real wages are on pace to increase roughly $1,200 for the average worker this year under President Trump. This is a complete reversal of the failed Biden era, when we saw inflation skyrocket to 9%, causing private sector workers to see their wages decline by approximately $3,000. We know that Americans are still hurting from the 4-decade high inflation caused by Joe Biden and the Democrats. But President Trump is making significant progress to fix this, and he will not stop working until he solves it. As the president recently stated, he is never satisfied.
The White House press secretary wasn't the only one talking about the positives in the economy. Vice President J.D. Vance also pointing to the economic realities of, yes, things are bad in some categories because of what happened over the last 4 years. But the Biden administration didn't ruin America, and Donald Trump is fixing it as fast as he possibly can. Here's what the vice president had to say at a Breitbart News event on Thursday.
Vice President, the big news this morning is new jobs numbers blew away expectations.
Huge.
From the September numbers, so these were delayed because of the government shutdown, more than double, 119,000 new jobs. And then also there's some interesting stuff in the wages numbers there as well that shows wages on the rise. Your thoughts on the jobs numbers?
Okay, so a huge jobs report, and I assume the market is going crazy right now. It probably just opened, because what this shows is that the Trump economic policies are actually working. And you've got 119,000 new jobs. Economists thought that we would have about 50,000 new jobs, but that's actually just the headline number. If you look below the surface, I think the numbers are actually better. So number one, wages continue to way outpace inflation. If you go back to the 3 years of the Biden administration, the average American worker actually lost about $3,000 of take-home pay. In the first 10 months of the Trump economy, we've increased take-home pay by about $1,200, adjusting for inflation. So that's a huge, huge thing, and this jobs report confirms that.
So if you go back to the lie being told by the media that things are terrible, they weren't freaking out when workers lost about $3,000 of take-home pay under the Biden administration. In the first 10 months of the Trump economy, you've got wage increases, a take-home pay of about $1,200. That is a massive $4,200 swing. Now, he also highlighted the private sector is driving this economy growth and that jobs are going to native-born citizens rather than foreign workers. It's a drastic change from the reality under the Biden administration. And what happened under the Biden administration is, to the extent that there was any job growth at all, if you look at the data, J.D. Vance said almost all of the net job creation in the United States under the Biden administration went to foreign-born workers. Now, of course, some of those people are illegal immigrants in the United States of America, he continued. But that meant a lot of the job creation was actually going to illegal aliens who shouldn't have been in our country. Senator Bernie Moreno, Republican from Ohio, also pointed out the fact that the influx of foreign workers imported by the Biden administration really hurt American workers. And Americans will remember the damage that was inflicted upon the country under the Biden administration. And it cannot be undone what they did to this country in a matter of months, surging this country with up to 20 million illegal immigrants. He also urged Republicans to respond with urgency, saying these realities coincide with the Trump administration celebrating the strides made in the affordability crisis since Donald Trump took office in January. That includes falling gas prices, which reached record highs under Joe Biden, as well as dipping mortgage rates, falling inflation, and boosts in take-home pay. Those victories do not even include what the Trump administration has achieved through trade deals and historic investments secured by the president, all of which the president has been talking about as steps in the right direction. What the media should be calling this is the Trump effect. Since President Donald Trump returned to office, it's very clear that his America First economic policies have sparked trillions of dollars in new investments in U.S. manufacturing, technology, and infrastructure. Total U.S. and foreign investment is now at $9 trillion. Where's the money coming from? The UAE, putting in foreign investments of $1.4 trillion into manufacturing and industry, technology, aerospace as well. Qatar, putting $1.2 trillion into America. Again, in manufacturing and industry sector, with technology and manufacturing being the main point. Japan, $1 trillion into auto plants and U.S. steel. Apple, $600 billion into technology and manufacturing as well. EU firms putting in general investment of $600 billion. Saudi Arabia putting in $600 billion and now saying it's going to go to $1 trillion. Again, in technology and manufacturing. SoftBank, OpenAI, and Oracle, $500 billion, all AI infrastructure projects. NVIDIA, $500 billion into AI infrastructure and supercomputers. India, investing $500 million in mutual trade expansion. South Korea, $450 billion, U.S. energy products. Micron, $200 billion, semiconductor manufacturing and research and development. IBM, $150 billion of growth in manufacturing operations in the U.S. Pfizer, $70 billion into research, development, and capital projects. And Google, $68 billion for AI infrastructure, electrician grants, hydropower facilities, just to name a few. There are countless investments. I could go on and on with Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Bristol-Myers Squibb, Amazon, Hyundai, Eli Lilly. The list is long. But what did the president do here? He made it clear. If you want to do business in America, you need to invest in America. You can't just export or import. You must be a real player in this country. And that is exactly why the president has made it possible through his leadership for the U.S. to see a surge of private and foreign investments that are fueling job growth, innovation, and opportunity across every corner of the country. So yet again, the president making good on a promise, even though the media is trying to tell you that everything's terrible in America. And the reality is, we're moving in the right direction.
Thank you for listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson. Please make sure you hit subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. And for more in-depth news, also subscribe to the Ben Ferguson Podcast, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
Okay, you're gonna freak out at this deal. Chatbooks is giving you 12 monthly mini photo books for just $12, plus free shipping. It's the easiest way to finally do something with all those photos on your phone. Finally. No stress, no hassle, just memories made easy. Go to chatbooks.com/get12. That's chatbooks.com/get12 before this deal disappears.
Wishing the holidays could come early? If you own or manage your business, they can. With help from iHeartRadio. People are already shopping for their loved ones and hunting for deals wherever they can find them, including right here. They're listening to the radio. They're listening to podcasts. They could be listening to you. Don't wait for everyone else to kick off the holidays. Get your best season of the year up and running today. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
This is an iHeart podcast.